Hello, Holly Ludeman here, your host on today's episode of Behind the Collective. Now, today is the fourth part of the KPCA series where we've been talking about the Head Stockpersons Leadership Forum that was held in Broome a few weeks ago. But I'm back up in the Kimberley and the Pilbara and had a chance to catch up with some of the participants that were part of that forum. And we're at a different event today with some socialising and networking in the background, we can probably hear. But I'm here with Reece Riser, and Reece is from Queensland.
Southeast Queensland.
Southeast Queensland, thank you. But he's here doing his first season in the Kimberley, and you were lucky enough to join in through Nerima, your employer. And tell us, Reece, about the event and what you really enjoyed about it.
Yeah, it was really good to interact with other head stockmen and other leaders in the industry. I think stepping up as more of a leader in the future, it was good to go to something like that and get a bit of advice or a few strategies I can use down the track and help my own leadership skills, and I'll build on those that I have and learn a bit more about myself also.
So Barb went through a bit of that learning about yourself.
Yep.
And did you have any light bulb moments reading through that or going through that?
For sure, yep. It was scary. I was like, oh, holy moly, that's me. But no, it was great because you might wonder why you do things a certain way, and it just helps you understand yourself better and how you're going to use that to lead people. Helps you understand the people you're leading better too.
Yeah, I think that was a really good theme that came out of it. And then we used some of that and went and played mini golf, which was a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Were you any good at the mini golf?
No, not a chance.
Well, I think you were actually very good at asking questions and engaging with the conversation. So I think maybe Luck said leadership isn't taught, it's natural. And I think you do have natural leadership, having seen you out and about. And for the audience after the event, I got the privilege of going for a muster with Reece, and you looked after me.
It was good fun.
It was good fun. So I was very thankful for that. But I saw your natural leadership style and your calm style, but and ability. But we talked a lot in the course about everyone can have blisters on their hands or get out in the yards and get dirty, but there's that need to have those people skills. So do you think that's what you kind of drew out of that event?
100%. I think people skills is probably the biggest thing. It's the hardest thing to learn in this industry. At the end of the day, we can all be good stockmen and good at whatever it is on the station, but we need to manage people, and that it's huge. It's a big task, and those sort of events are great for young people like myself, because you're not sort of just getting thrown into the deep end. You're going to them and you're learning these things. Gives you a bit of a chance and a bit of an insight into how to do things properly, and sets you up to succeed.
I like that, and that I was really impressed with all the stations that invested in people like you. So you've got, I think, a natural leadership style, and someone's invested in you to lift you up further, which is excellent. Have you got any examples of coming back to work and how you've used anything you learnt?
Yeah, it just gave me a different outlook on things, I think. Maybe the way I was communication, massive thing, and something I've definitely got to work on, but it almost puts me in the other person's seat, and almost look at myself as I'm saying things and go, oh God, that wasn't a good way to say that, or I almost see how they're comprehending what I'm saying now a bit. That's probably the biggest thing I've taken away from it. But I haven't stepped up into a massive leadership role yet, but probably haven't had the chance to. Probably haven't had too many examples like that, but no, it's definitely given me a good chance for when I do, building some good skills.
I think, and that's why the course was good for up-and-comings or leaders, and you're young and you've got time.
Yeah.
And I think Barb, if she's listening, will be very proud to hear that reflection on putting yourself in the other person's shoes, and I still have to check myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Did I really communicate what I wanted done?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, thank you so much, Reece, for chatting to me today about what you got out of the course, and I see you've got some networking to do with some of the young people you met, which is also, I think, one of the best outcomes that came out of the event was other young people that can network and chat to each other and support each other.
100%.
Yeah.
All for it.
Thanks, Reece.
Thank you.
And we'll have a chat to some of the other participants shortly. Okay, now I'm here with Dee Wilde, and Dee works at Napier Downs Station and is another one of the participants that was part of the Head Stockpersons Leadership Forum that KPCA run. And Dee, you're a standout in the crowd for me, and you came and had a good chat to me, but I just wanted you to go through, what you really got out of it and why you think events like this are really good.
Oh, there's many things I got out of the Head Stockpersons Forum, probably more so than networking and seeing particularly blokes step up and talk about the hard things, or more so just start that conversation that they might have trouble with themselves. So I get told I'm a lot and that I talk a lot. So for them to be around people like me, they said I spoke a lot, but then they would open up and talk to me more because they didn't have to speak. So it was really cool in that regard of networking, and then also hearing a lot of really great information. So for example, yourself, Holly, I actually went back to my crew and said, and not even just my crew, but when I went up to Darwin for the ABL, I questioned the cab driver, I questioned people in the elevator. Do you know anybody in agriculture? And did you know that there's a really low percentage of people that know? So just, it's starting a conversation, really, and that's something that I'm quite good at, is talking.
That's great. Oh, I love that insight, and that you got that out of the session I did was around that communication and the impact we can have in the community, whether it's your taxi driver or a dinner table. So you gave it a go. Well done.
And our crew too.
Yeah.
Like, we've got such a diverse crew.
Yeah.
We've got an Argentinian, a girl from UK, girl from Wales, a IT person from Victoria that's 28 and coming over in the agricultural sector, just exposing them, like an 18-year-old boy, like, how did you get into it? Why did you get into it? And I actually started videoing them in the car while we were driving out to camp. Been like, I'm going to do something about this.
I love that you took a real action out of the workshop. It's something you were passionate about, which is sharing information about agriculture. And we've just had a chat to Reece, and he got a lot out of reflecting on his own personality. And I liked what you said about maybe there was different personalities in the room and some people that didn't want to speak up. And I really got a lot out of a few people being quite vulnerable that may not have been comfortable in that situation. And we're here at another event today. I'm sure you can hear the scallywags behind us, and you're networking with a lot of people you met at that event, and I think that's why I wanted to grab you and have a chat today. So the networking's been really great out of this too, hasn't it?
And no matter where you go or what event you go to, that is the key thing that everybody says. But probably networking and then having the ability to actually be able to be here. So some places are still mustering and still working, but James and Barb Camp, who I work for, have actually given us the time off to come here and to better ourselves in educating what actually goes on in our business, and learning a lot about that all today. It actually comes from keeping people and educating them. So hence why our whole crew is here.
Yeah, so we're at another event today, Pastures and Prosecco, which is a great event, and there's definitely getting some good attention behind us, and that ran through a few different organisations, which I've got to remember: West Kimberley Land Council and RSC, and I'm sure KPCA was involved, as well as Calyeta Station is where we're at today. And there's been some great networking that we've got here, and seeing a few of the participants that did the Leadership Forum come together, and you guys networking kind of made me want to do this chat as well. And I think, as you pointed, there's been a significant investment by people in you. And when I think back to my own leadership journey, it's because someone's invested in you. So I think that's really lovely that you're acknowledging how important it is that someone else has invested in you.
Well, you might not have for myself, I didn't have necessarily the faith within myself, but James and Barb could see that, and they pushed me to do it. And then once you start something, you might be like stressing, but like as you get to there and then you get to a place and then you start chatting and you notice that everybody's in the same boat. Like
Yeah.
everyone's having the same conversations. Everyone's like, oh, that's happening to you too. Oh yeah, and it just flows on. It just becomes so natural. So
I think they're excellent reflections. Yeah. Well, thank you, Dee, for sharing a bit about your experience. Do you hope this event keeps going and in the future for other young people?
Definitely, and I, speaking to Lux too, wishing that it doesn't just stay in the Kimberley, but it goes further.
Yeah, I think there's a real opportunity for this model to be bigger than this pilot. And yeah, thank you for being part of it. And it's been great to see how you've taken what you learnt forward and reached it out to me. As you know, a lot of people have reached out to different mentors, so that's been great to connect with you again and see what you got out of it. So thank you, Dee.
Thank you.
And we'll have a chat to another participant and round out the KPCA Head Stockpersons Leadership Forum. So we're here with our final guest today, and I'm talking to Jo Stoate, who's part of the family managing Annaplane Station. Thanks for chatting to me, Jo. Now, you were also a participant in the Head Stockpersons Leadership Forum, but you also partook in one of the panels.
Yeah.
So I just wanted you to reflect with me, what you really got out of the event and why you think it was really important investment for KPCA.
Yeah, so what I got out of the event, probably just first and foremost, networking, like getting to meet other people in similar roles that are going through similar like good things and similar challenges.
Yeah.
And then just having those mentors in the room to then guide us through those conversations. And yeah, probably just the knowledge in the room from having like Stoate and Barb there and then all different other presenters was really good.
Yeah, I mean, I was a presenter. How was I?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to answer that.
Actually, you were really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
No, that's okay. I think I really got a lot out of it myself, hearing from Barb and Stu, and that, I suppose, little light bulb moments they drew from everyone, which I've probably said a lot through this podcast series about the event. And the vulnerability Stu showed drew a lot of stuff out of some of the participants that were maybe shyer than others. And I saw that networking. Well, today, for the people listening, we're at another event where we've got some people networking behind us here, and that's where I grabbed you from the crowd. And some of the, I suppose, cohort or alumni that you went through are all here, and you're networking again. So I think that's been really powerful.
Yeah, and like being able to reconnect with them and then talk about where we're at and what changes we made, if we made changes and that sort of thing. And then being on the panel as well, it just gives you an opportunity for me, the ability to talk in front of more people. Like that's something like I get to see people like you, Holly, and then people like Stoate, the way they can present things. And I want to get to that level. So even just having the opportunity to present that and practice that, because it is just a muscle that you're flexing and trying to get better at.
I like that analogy, and you did very well at it, and I think a lot of people in the audience wouldn't have been as comfortable as you, so you have done some great professional development in that space. And I think when I saw the different personality types in the room, and that came through Barb's session, did you learn anything about yourself through that?
I had done a little bit of that stuff before and have read a fair few books.
Yeah.
So I wasn't shocked about what I heard. But it was just such a great starting point, we went to golf and I was with a guy called Mitch on the buggies, and it was sort of just a starting point for us to get to talk to each other and then get to know each other, and he was introverted and I was extroverted. So then working through that was interesting, and then we ended up getting on really well, but just gave us something to talk about initially, and then something to be like, oh yeah, that does relate to me, but that doesn't really.
So it was a good breaking the ice, and the golf looked like fun. I came out on the buggy for a while and realised I was pretty bad at it. So.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
And on the second day, Stu broke down Stu and Barb talked about leadership styles and communication, and there were some scenarios I think the panels went through that a lot of people could relate to. And have you taken that back into everyday life in any scenarios?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the number one thing going to something like that is you go back, like it just opens your mind a bit more and you go back to where you're working. For me, it's family property. For other people, they're working for other people. You go back there feeling like really reinvigorated.
Yeah.
And so even if the most people got out of it was just feeling good and having a sense of pride in the job they're doing, I think that is enough. For me, like trying to continue, like what Stu said, taking on board what Barb said, that's really important. But I think overall for the course, if people just, even if it just made them really proud of their position, I think that's enough.
Yeah, that's a lovely way to reflect on it. And it was a really good investment from either your managers or your family to have people come.
For sure, there was a massive time investment as well as cost for a lot of companies. So big credit to all of them for putting that forward.
Yeah, I think a great initiative all round, and I'm sure you would like to see it continue next year. We're already talking about over a champagne or a Prosecco,
Yeah.
we should say, what it should look like next year.
Yeah, definitely. We want it to continue. And like, it's not just an opportunity for head stockmen. Like there was a few second, third year ringers in the room that got heaps out of it, and they can see, like, they can now see what they can do to get to that position as well. But yeah, I hope it continues for a long time in the future and people keep supporting it, because I got a lot out of it and everyone I spoke to got a lot out of it. The main feedback was for it to be longer. So I think we did something right.
I think we did something right. So it needs to be longer. It needs to be slightly earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And all around there was great networking. I loved the event or the graduation. So
Yeah.
everyone dressed up formally. And Lux insisted the gentlemen wore ties.
Yeah.
And I think that was actually really good. It was seeing yourselves as professionals. It was like the final, I suppose, tip you hat to, you are now leaders and think of yourselves that way.
Definitely. And I think, like, you know, out here, there's not many opportunities we get to put on a nice dress or put on a tie.
Yeah.
So I think, like, I don't know, everyone just walked in shoulders back, like,
They did.
just really enjoying it. Yeah, it was good.
I think that was a lovely way to round it out, and we've got some networking to get back to. So thank you, Jo, for sharing your experience, and you're the final, I suppose, interviewee from what was a great event, and I really loved reflecting on it and can't wait to be part of it next year.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Behind the Collective, which was the final episode or part of the KPCA series, which was really acknowledging the Head Stockpersons Leadership Forum, which was run by KPCA, and there was a number of really amazing sponsors. One of those sponsors was Milne Feeds, and full disclosure, I also work for Milne Feeds. But it was a great collaboration between KPCA, the Livestock Collective and Milne Feeds to bring these stories to you, and we really hope you enjoyed them and we can't wait to share more with you. Thank you.